For your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Sin Cow Studios. Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis all together once again.
By the nick of our teeth.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I don't either.
The skin of our, thing? The skin of our ball sack.
Training just turns your brain to tapioca.
It really does.
It's horrible.
Especially when it's just like wah, 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 wah.
Charlie Brown's teacher right there in front of you.
Dude.
So here we are back in the saddle once again after New Year. Happy New Year, by the way, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and all that shit. Yep. And, we are now the official podcast of my MMA News. Big thank you to all your votes, of course.
Nintendo called.
Yeah. Fair use parody. Thanks all your votes. We did win the podcast of the year, so we do appreciate that. We don't get anything for that because Eric's a dick, but we get to brag about it.
I was told last week when Nick was on the show, you were picking up a trophy Eric sent to you down in Disneyland at your hotel, and you were supposed to drive it back.
Yes.
And we were supposed to have a ticker tape parade.
The problem,
and the whole thing.
It was too big to fit in the car, is what the issue was. So
and somebody said something, you were bringing me home an all-day lollipop or something.
I do have an all-day lollipop.
You do?
Yeah, that's for after the show, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I heard those are creamy.
Yeah, we need you on camera for this part of the show.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, so no, the trophy is still down at the hotel if you want to go get it. It's in the lobby. You can see it anytime. They're keeping it clean for us.
It's like one of those little dum-dum lollipops.
Yeah.
And the trophy's getting spit polished on a regular basis.
Yeah.
There you have it. All right, so jumping into some news this week from mymmanews.com, we have...
We got Amanda Rivas. She was a Brazilian astrologer. She was supposed to make her debut with the UFC. However, before that, when she entered the USADA testing pool, she tested positive for...
She, walked in dirty.
Yeah.
I mean...
For...
tested positive. But
Osterine.
But she's saying she didn't know.
She said she didn't know. She got suspended for 2 years. She took her her suspension that was talked about today. She then made this statement that said, "This is Amanda Rivas. I'm a fighter under contract with the UFC. Recently, one of my own anti-doping tests performed by them came out positive on steroid Osterine. This would have been my debut and fulfillment of my dream. To those who know me, know in my opinion on PEDs. I'm a Brazilian national judo team member. I'm a professional MMA fighter. I've always been completely against any cheating and any kind of use of products. When the test came back positive, me, my manager, and trainer sent all of our supplements, medicines that I've been using, sent them to USADA. They couldn't find anything. But they did find something that had clenbuterol in it. Even though clenbuterol didn't show up on her test that she failed for, it did show up in one of her supplements. She says, I've never used anything like this. I don't even know what clenbuterol is. I don't even know what Osterine is. And she says that the fact that clenbuterol appeared in one of my supplements shows the poor quality and low standards of many supplement products that are on sale in Brazil and possibly worldwide. That it's happened to me, it's happened to other Brazilian athletes as well from other countries. I want to declare my innocence and leave an urgent warning to all athletes in Brazil and worldwide that this can happen. It represents a huge risk to our lives and our careers. I make it my mission to tell the world what happened to me, so maybe I can avoid something to happen to somebody else. I will serve my suspension, I will train hard, and I will come back to be a UFC champion.
How do you get fired on your day off, man?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
You got me on tape stealing boxes.
I mean, it's been widely...
What are you stealing boxes for? What you building, a clubhouse?
It's been widely talked about since USADA came along. Quite a bit of Brazilian fighters have been busted and not been able to fight due to failed tests.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it has to do with, now she's saying, because of the poor supplements in Brazil?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's because they're like Vitor and using pool cleaning kits to figure out if they're actually positive or not?
Well, I think that, I don't think that's the number one reason.
I'm pretty sure it's their runoff water. I mean, probably their water will just...
Yeah. Have you seen... Maybe it's not the supplements. Maybe it's the water they're using to wash down the supplements. Did you see what happened at the last Olympics? I mean...
Was it the city of Santa Cruz had a measurable amount of Xanax in their drinking water?
I am not surprised about that.
No.
It's too many people are dropping their pills. Oh, man.
No, it's too many people because...
It's in the water system. So big deal.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dump it down the
toilet.
Same with Malibu.
Yeah?
Yeah. For
So USADA does have a 411 supplements section where you can see all of the supplements that they've found things in.
It doesn't matter if it's not regulated in other countries. Like you're gonna have different regulations. It's like you can go to China and you can get dick pills that you can't get here, it's different regulations in different countries.
Yeah,
And
like
they
if
don't
you're
have-
a fighter in Albuquerque, no one's regulating your cocaine.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
No.
And that's the thing, though, is that you go to these other countries and there's obviously we have copyright laws and stuff like that, but they're not international, even though they're supposed to be. Who enforces it?
Yeah.
So you have a supplement in the U.S. that you know is 100% legit, 100% clean, 100% approved by USADA. What's to stop somebody in another country where it's not as regulated from copying that exact label and list of ingredients and putting whatever the fuck they want in the jar?
Or even taking your product and adding some other stuff to make more product.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. You know, every country has its own regulations, and every country has its own set of rules that get disregarded by people who want to disregard them. I'm not saying because it happens here,
I
obviously.
was saying,
as well.
so how would you fix this?
I don't
if you're
know.
a UFC fighter
I don't know. Maybe if there is
in Brazil,
you have to order
Start
your
drinking raw
supplements.
water.
yeah, order them somewhere else.
From the
From
US.
USADA.
Yeah, order from USADA.
USADA needs to open a supplement company.
And it's a conflict of interest.
That's
saying.
the problem because even the U.S. the supplement and like vitamins aren't very well regulated.
No, it's
Right.
not.
No.
It- well, like what is it? ED and testosterone replacement. It's something like only 30% of what people are buying actually have the product that they're buying in it. Unless you deal with prescription, which too many people are, they're sketchy about it. They don't even want to go get shit tested. But they would go mail order, and only 30% of what you're getting through the mail order has any active product in it.
You're getting powdered horse dick.
You don't even know what you're taking.
Powdered horse
Sometimes
dick.
it's
But I'm getting a boner.
Yeah. Look,
But it works.
I pay extra for powdered horse dick.
I don't know. Tell you the truth, I think a lot of it's just the magic feather, dude.
Well, they got to dry it and grind it.
Volkan Ozdemir
Magic
will be
feather.
fighting at UFC
The 3D
220.
glasses, the X-ray
You
glasses. Is
can
that what
fly
it
the
is?
entire
No, I mean the magic feather that Dumbo,
Dumbo?
had.
Yeah.
You can fly.
Well, it's like the X-ray glasses you could order from the back of comic books when you were a
Yeah.
kid. They had a feather
Yeah.
in the lens.
Oh,
to
did they really?
To blur the vision so it looked like they were X-ray. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
UFC light heavyweight contender Volkan Ozdemir is going to
taking
be
mine
fighting
back.
at UFC 220 next weekend.
Regardless of his
Which we will be talking about. So, yes, he did plead not guilty
to felony.
to a felony battery charge at a requested jury trial. He was initially charged for aggravated battery back in November. He's posted a $10,000 bond. He will be allowed to fight at UFC 220. However, if it does go through from and it's downgraded from aggravated battery to felony battery, he could go into prison for 5 years.
Well, here's the thing: even if he escapes prison time, they say they commute a sentence or whatever, and he doesn't get any prison time, but is still found guilty. Let's say he beats DC next weekend, the UFC has to strip him of his title, right?
If he goes to prison,
If he
or
gets found
doesn't?
guilty.
If he found, I would hope so. You can't have a heavyweight title be on hold for 5 years.
Right. Well, even if he doesn't go to
I
prison.
mean, 420 some odd days is possible,
Yeah,
but
that's
not.
right.
Okay.
No, but they've already kicked guys out of the UFC for
Yes.
felony assault before. So
Yes,
if he,
they have.
let's say if he wins, if he beats DC, which I don't think he will,
Yeah.
gets the belt and then he gets found guilty, regardless of what kind of time
Goes
he
back to
serves,
DC, and this would be the third time DC gets the belt handed back to
he's
him.
going to be bummed out at that point. Irregardless,
In a story that I know Dennis probably does not want to talk about, Conor McGregor.
I don't. Why do we have to say his name? Why can't we just say that money whore who was on stage with another money whore?
Voldemort?
come on,
Can we
man.
call him Voldemort?
Oh, I thought that was the guy from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
This is Conor McGregor.
Is that Richard Branson?
It was Richard
Yeah.
Branson. He
and
was,
I actually have respect for Branson.
I do. Richard Branson presented Conor McGregor with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Pendulum Summit, which is a business
How
summit
do you get a lifetime achievement award
that
at
he
20
runs.
something?
He says basically he gave it to him for is Conor McGregor told me how he's gotten this far by believing in himself. This is a great lesson for entrepreneurs. So this is basically why they're giving him an award.
He got this far because he's a meal ticket for a bunch of other people who've
'Cause
made
he
tons more money off of him
believes
than
in
he's made
himself.
himself.
Because he believes in
For
himself.
every dollar he's made, somebody's made $25 off of him.
He believes in
Yeah.
himself.
Can I just say that if I look like Richard Branson when I'm that old, I'll be happy.
Right?
But then again,
Branson looks pretty good.
I'll have to be a billionaire for that to happen.
If you stand far away and I blur my right eye,
I look pretty good, huh?
you look pretty good.
I look pretty
It
good.
could be you.
Could be you. You got to buy the same wig he's wearing, though.
That's his own hair.
Yeah.
Just bleached a lot.
It's Russell Crowe, dude.
Yeah, I'm a blurry Russell Crowe.
He's Russell Foe.
No,
Oh,
yeah, I aged the exact same way that Russell Crowe did too. Have you seen him in the Nice Guys or whatever it's called? Yeah.
Speaking of some money news, Alliance MMA. I don't know if you guys remember them, but they were the first MMA company to go public. They went public back in August of 2015, and they were starting out at $4 and I think it was like 36 cents a share. They have hit an all-time low and went down to 80 cents a share.
Time to buy. Time is now.
Not only that,
It's like Bitcoin. Get in on it.
they just announced to raise money, another 2.2 million public offering in shares
What?
to try to gain some more money.
This company's going under. Buy in now.
Buy it now.
I don't get that.
I
That's
know
just
how we can save the shit by drilling more holes in it, right?
Yes.
It'll let the water out, won't it?
That's yeah. There you go.
So I don't know. Yeah, under $1 right now, 80 cents.
Time
was
to
the
buy.
low.
You could own the company if you buy enough shares.
You buy enough shares, you could buy
All you have to do is get a controlling stake in it at 80 something
Alliance MMA.
cents.
God. I love steak.
You only need 51% of that stake.
some Nick Diaz news.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Diaz on his Snapchat, he's been pretty quiet, man. He
Snapchat?
hasn't been Snapchatting.
Oh, he's been on his honeymoon.
Yeah, since probably before Christmas. It's been pretty quiet. Hasn't been tweeting.
Have you
hasn't
seen
been-
the one where I think it's the hooker tries to stick her head on his shoulder while he's smoking a cigar?
Yeah. That's
I'm-
part of this one.
Okay, sorry. Go
Yeah.
on.
So he basically is in Vegas like all the time.
Yeah.
He actually took a tour of the UFC Performance Institute. Wandered around and they were like, "Oh, anytime you want to come train here, just let us know. We'll put you on the list. You just walk right in." He's like, "Okay." He's kind of looking around. He's Snapchatting the whole thing. They're like, "These are the sleep pods." He's like, "What the fuck?" They're showing him all this like new technology, and he's just like, "Man, all right." And he's like, Snapchat. You can just tell he's like, "This is the only training I need. I don't need any of this weird fancy shit." As he's leaving and pulling away, he's like, "Fucking Umbrella Corporation." Resident Evil.
That's awesome.
So I made this nice Umbrella Corporation UFC logo.
I like it.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was about. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So pretty interesting. Do we see Nick Diaz back in the UFC this year?
I just want to see him in a sleep pod.
I want
now.
to see the UFC. That's what I want to see.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, this all leads up.
He was even saying he's like, I bet you they're
Yeah.
underground bunkers.
Yeah,
and
the
they're
golden
training weird
golden
people.
snitch. The golden snitch told us that they've worked out
They think it'll be-
the location program, which means he's still in the testing pool.
Yeah.
Which, as much as they want to say fuck the UFC, him and Nate still consistently get tested. Which is like, even though I don't want to play your game, I want to
case
stay
I want to.
eligible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Just in case they change their mind.
right?
Pretty crazy. So again, what are you giving odds here on
This year?
Nick coming back this year?
I say that there's going to be an announcement this year, but we don't see him fight this year.
Okay. Dennis, you think he's coming back?
I think he's coming back. I think we see both Nate and Nick
March,
fight
August,
right after Misha has her baby.
October. What are you looking at?
Announcement by October.
No, I say they fight before 4th of July.
Okay. Pretty interesting.
Both of them. I say they both
Both of
fight.
them?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Same
Both.
card.
And bonus. That's my bonus pick is that they fight on the same card together.
Is that right? Are they going to roll it back to UFC 209?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is just in case. The UFC is going to be going back to Orlando, February 24th.
When would fight night 29 be or 209?
209. That's a ways. Well,
Is it
I don't
ways
know.
away?
We're at 124,
Are we?
but it'd probably be next year.
Okay.
October.
Announced for this card, Yoel Romero will be fighting
You're going
David
to fight a Branch?
David Branch.
Oh, David Branch.
How do you feel if you're David Branch getting this fight against Yoel Romero? Scared. That's mine right away. Scared.
Yeah.
Number 1 against number 10.
I would be happy for my wallet. I would be scared for my face.
I think Branch got reach on him, right?
A little.
Well, he just stay on the outside.
Just yeah.
Stay on the outside.
Just on the outside.
Just
the
take a
whole,
lot of pictures of what you look like now.
the whole time.
So that
Just-
way afterwards
just
you
gonna
can go
be-
see a
I
search.
love you, Branch. I love you.
Also announced
Jesus loves you too.
UFC 222. This is going down March 3rd.
Over under that this actually happens.
This was one of the cards that we said that Connor might come back.
How do you do an
for.
over under on a yes or no?
When we talked last week, now has a main event March 3rd, UFC 222. We are going to finally get the fight that was booked for a while ago. Max Holloway defending his featherweight title against Frankie Edgar. We like this fight. We talked about this
do.
fight before. If it actually happens now, this has
Yeah.
only been taken away once.
This fight happens before Connor defends anything.
Oh
so-
yeah, that's
We
know that's
That's a given.
gonna be for a
There's
while.
a whole reason he can't come back and fight because if you lose, there goes your brand.
big news. Big John McCarthy going to be stepping aside from refereeing.
No, he said he's not.
Well, he's taking it to the back burner. He's
Okay.
not going to let all of his things go, but he is now signed to be the next announcer and commentator, taking Jimmy Smith's job. as the Bellator announcer.
It's really interesting.
How do you like having Big John as a
Well, I want to see what he does. As,
he did do Affliction back in the day. I don't know if you guys ever remember that.
The guy's been involved with MMA since UFC 2.
Yep.
So he's got a lot of knowledge in the sport. He's trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The whole reason that he got involved with the sport is because he knew what he was doing back then.
Yep.
I like
and he
his
was a
knowledge.
big guy that could step in if he needed to.
Exactly. I like his knowledge. I like his confidence. I like what he has the possibility of bringing to the table. I saw somebody on Reddit saying it'd be awesome if he commentated on the ref's job.
Yeah.
Like, Herb Dean get a little too close right there. You know.
Somebody said that they didn't want this to happen. They didn't want him to go, well, if I was reffing this fight, I would have stopped him. Well, if I was reffing this fight, I would have moved him. Well, if I was reffing this fight...
I don't think that'll happen.
Do you think he does that?
I don't think he does. I don't. But it would be funny if he literally commentated on the ref's abilities and their angles. He's got a bad angle there. He's not seeing what I'm seeing.
Or just yelled at the ref during a fight one time. Are you kidding me? John McEnroe him.
Yeah, just yelling at him the whole
Beautiful.
time. So now we're going to have Manilo Ronaldo, Mike Goldberg, Big John McCarthy, and then obviously you got Chael Sonnen also doing random broadcast position.
What I don't like here is that he said he's not letting go of his reffing. We're still going to see him ref occasionally, but that means there's no way he's ever going to ref in the UFC.
Correct. Yeah, I don't think he can.
Except for, I don't think the UFC has any control over who they pull from the reffing pool.
No, they can. They talked about this one time before. They can ask for suggestions, or they can ask. We prefer these refs, or we prefer this ref for certain events.
No Big John.
Or these are the refs that we have for your event. Okay, well we want him for the main. We want this one for this. We
want Rosenthal. And who's the guy who tripped over himself? Yves
Levine
did the backflip.
Yeah,
that's great.
That guy all the time.
I want the referee from the wrestling video who slid on his side. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Comes in, does a squid.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's the guy I want.
And then we have, that's about it for the news. The big breakdown we have is UFC Fight Night 124 is happening on Sunday.
You want to
from the Scott Strike Center in Missouri.
BeatDown 209 at the end, or?
I wasn't there, so do you want to go over it now?
Well, yeah, I'll just go over the quick winners. Philip Schwartz defeats Tyrone Wills. That was the first fight of the night. Schwartz coming in 0-2. Tyrone Wills, I think he's coming in 1-1. Wills, a bigger, stronger person. Schwartz is kind of stickly, so everybody thought, oh man, poor Schwartz is gonna get beat up. Plus coming in 0-2, gets beat up a little bit in the first round. Schwartz goes totally technical. Second round, submits him.
Nice.
And that was it. And then Ricky Lopez defeated Gabriel Juarez by unanimous decision. Brian Walker defeats Solomon Valentine, another unanimous decision. Gabriel Fry defeats Nicolas Sanchez by TKO in the third round. Olin Pettit Jr. defeated Freddie Calvo with a rear naked choke in the third. Ashley Thinner beats up Trisha Straight with unanimous decision. Okay, little backstory on Trisha Straight. She didn't really train in an MMA gym. She trained in one of those MMA get fit kind of things.
All right.
And she drove all the way up here from San Diego to take this fight against Ashley Thinner, who's already had 2 MMA fights and I believe 5 Muay Thai fights.
Okay.
Wow.
So once she took a big punch straight, pretty much it was survival from there on out. But she survived.
I didn't actually get punched in class. Punching bags in the air and shit.
Tybo? No, they don't punch back.
But she did actually survive all 3 rounds, but she loses by unanimous decision. Ashley Thinner wins that. Ernie Juarez against Conan Orosco. This fight actually caused a man in the audience to get tased by the police. Okay, so
you have my attention.
Yes.
Yeah, so Conan Orozco comes in. He's a big guy out of Salinas. He big following from Salinas. Ernie Juarez is, I'm guessing, out of Stockton. Juarez comes in, touches Orozco. State Athletic Commission pulls him out of the ring. Acts like they're going to stop the fight, which I think they were going to stop the fight. You can't touch somebody coming in. So they chew Juarez's ass on the side, tell him you can't do this, you can't do that. Meanwhile, the crowd has lost their shit because they think the fight's getting called, and a lot of them drove a long way. They came from Salinas to watch this fight go down. So instead of there's not going to fight going to happen in the ring, it's going to happen outside of the ring. The police, Stockton PD says one time. The announcer said, "Please, everybody sit down. We will not continue till everybody sits down." The Stockton Police Department tells the man, if you do not comply with what you were just told, I will tase you. He told him once. He did not comply. He was tased. In a large pool of slobber, he was told, stand up and walk out. He refused to. They hogtied him. It was a wood floor, and then they just drug him out.
Oh, jeez.
After that, everybody did what they were told.
Did he leave a trail of slobber?
Like a snail?
Yeah.
Yeah, snail trail.
Yeah, Wars wins. Brandon
Like
Olson
SpongeBob's
beats
dog?
Rocky Batten.
Gary.
And Robert Davis defeated Tony Charles. And then Mike Tabera defeats Nigel Archer Jr. And Tabera wins a championship belt in featherweight. Olson, I believe, wins a welterweight belt. And I think that was it for the night.
All right. You guys have a good time?
Oh, dude, it was great. The way they put on everything, even though it ran a little late because of everything that happened, we only lost one or two fights on the card, but still it went till 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Which is a late night in Stockton.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in Stockton at 11 o'clock.
No, and out in the street, which I thought was funny, is there's a bunch of drunk guys trying to get people to fight. And so, like, as people are coming out, they're running to them. They're like, what? But they're so drunk they can't get to the people. So then they lock themselves in their car, and then they run to somebody else. What? It's like they're bound to determine that night to get in a fight. Yeah, but it was a good time.
Yeah. All right. Next one. This was BeatDown 4. We'll have another one sometime this year. We'll keep you posted on that. UFC Ultimate Fight Night 124 going down Sunday, coming at you from St. Louis, Missouri. And we'll kick this off with the Fight Pass fights with Kung Ho Kang taking on Guido Canetti. All right. Mike Santiago going up against Mads Burnell. Danielle Taylor taking on JJ Aldrich. Tatia Bernardo takes on Irene Aldana. And Kalindra Faria takes on Jessica I.
Jessica I finally getting her fight.
Yeah, finally coming back, and she's headlining the Fight Pass card. Then Thiago Alves kicks off your prelim card on Fox Sports 1 up against Zach Cummings. Matt Frivola takes on Marco Polo Reyes. And James Krause takes on Alex White. Darren Elkins versus Michael Johnson. That's your headliner for the prelims. Moving on to your main fight card, which is also on Fox Sports 1. Kamaru Usman takes on Emil Weber-Meek. Paige Van Zandt up against Jessica Rose Clark. Uriah Hall up against Vitor Belfort.
Vitor Belfort claiming this will be his absolute last fight.
Yeah, right.
If he wins.
No, he said regardless.
No.
Irregardless.
Regardless of what happens.
Irregardless.
That guy fights with his bed sheets every morning. Jeremy Stevens taking on Do Ho Choi for your main event. Hey, we can put a 1 up there. I didn't fuck up any of those names.
Well, you kind of did, actually.
You messed it up.
Yeah, that was Talita Bernardo, not Tatiana.
Fuck.
That's why it's also permanently a 0 on there. You can't change it.
You can't change it.
It's never going to change.
It's predetermined. It is your destiny. All right, Sunday night. Check it out when you get a chance. Conor McGregor has not defended his title in 426 days. We are now over the mirror rule.
Over the mirror rule, but not quite up to
The Conor rule?
not quite up to the Dominic Cruz 800 something on days.
Because we already passed the first Conor rule, didn't we?
Yep, that was 350.
All right.
Yep, and past mirror when we got to 412.
So there you have it. Quick one today. Coming at you a day early because we're all still kind of getting vacations out of the way. So thanks for listening.
And there's
Tell your
not
friends.
really nothing going on.
Nothing really going on.
Check out Gender Wars.
No.
No?
Whoa!
See?
See
Look
what
she did.
happens?
She
I
went
know.
down the house.
See what happens? Go to
should've brought it up.
Shirtsicle and buy a shirt.
Go buy a shirt.
Shirtsicle/SDMMA. We got our Fight Night Chill. We got our regular black shirt. We also got our Pride style shirt. You can check those out at
Definitely worth getting one.
shirtsicle.com/SDMMA.
Oh, and you can get them in. You can get hoodies done too.
Yep, they do everything.
They do
And
it.
you get
They do it all.
Female style shirts as well. You don't have to get a tee if you're a lady and you want a baby doll tee or something. Check all that out. Big thanks for listening. Thanks to our sponsors, Strongboard Balance. Back aboard with us. Change the way you work out. Get on board. StrongboardBalance.com. And of course, MyMMAnews.com. They do this 24/7. We do it once a week. So if you need late breaking news, check them out. SplitDecisionMMA.com is our website. Split Decision MMA Podcast on Facebook, SD_MMA on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, follow us on iHeartRadio. Again, strongboardbalance.com. Thanks for coming back on board. We really appreciate you guys. And that's it. Till next time, Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis from the SinCal Studios saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
I shaved my balls for this?
Yes, you did. Ugh.